the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Iyun Sion. Today we're doing Pesachim Pesachim and Perek Yud, Mishnah Gimel and Daled. I want to talk about Mishnah Gimel. Now we know, everyone knows, we just had the Seder. People know what you do with the Seder. It's pretty obvious what you do, but it's not so obvious because the Mishnah, if you look at the Mishnah, it doesn't really seem to fit in with what we do. Gimel, Hevi'u l'fanav mitabah b'chazeres. Now, chazeres is the optimal thing for maror. You don't use maror for karpas. This is what the Mishnah is talking about, karpas. You use something else. So, some folks can say if there's nothing else, you use maror. That's why there's a question, right, when you say borei priya adama, really you should have the maror in mind. So, really what the Mishnah is saying, you're supposed to dip in the chazer, which we assume is romaine lettuce. That's the ideal thing. Until you get parperes pas. Now, parperes pas is an appetizer before you eat the bread. The bread you're eating today is matzah. So you eat matzah. You don't eat anything before matzah. What's parperes pas? Right? Parperes pas is before the bread. So first you have an appetizer. Then they bring you korech, right? The matzah, the maror, and the charosas. So what about mitzvah of eating matzah? Then we have matzah beforehand. And what is this appetizer going on here? So we have our version of the Seder. I believe the true version of the Seder. First of all, it's crazy. We learned yesterday that at 3 o'clock you're not supposed to eat anything. Maybe have some fruits and vegetables, but you're basically really hungry. You can go to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Some people do makin way too long. I think the Seder should be over at 11 o'clock. It's crazy. It's 2 people brag about their Seder. Oh, I stayed up until 2 o'clock. And no, I went to 3. No, my Seder went for 2.5 days. People are crazy there. It's sugar now. What kind of competition is this? I'm like, my Seder, I want it to be over early. I was in my father's house, okay, and I left the first Seder early. The second Seder, I'm Israeli. I didn't really do the second Seder so much, but it ends too late. But the magi, you're not eating the matzah until 11 o'clock. All you're eating is the stupid karpas, the potato dipped in salt water. It has to be less than a kazayas. I mean, it's crazy. So I believe the Torah talks for normal people that have normal appetites. And you're supposed to have chazara. You're supposed to have maror. That's the first thing. And it's a salad. Romaine lettuce is a salad. You have to, romaine lettuce. What do you dip it in? Salt water? Where does it say salt water? No, you dip it and you have a salad with some Thousand Island dressing. Maybe put in some purple onions or something like that for a little taste of maror. I think that's really what the maror is, right? A little bitter, a little onions maybe to make it a little bitter. That's really what it should be. And then you get parperes pas. What's parperes pas? Right? So we eat achilas matzah, but really achilas matzah is supposed to be, like it says, korech, right? And the mikdash used to bring the guvash al pesach. There's no real, the Seder is a little wrong that we have it. Matzah should not be. First comes maror. We shouldn't have a separate thing for matzah, motzi matzah, and then maror. We should just go to maror. Parperes pas, the appetizer before the meal, before the bread, before the matzah. So you have another salad. You have 2 salads. Maybe you have one Greek salad and you have one Italian salad. I don't know. Both using romaine lettuce, both with some onions in there for some maror. And then you have matzah marom yochlu. You have the meal of the Karban Pesach, which the Mishnah says. It talks about all these things in one breath in the Mishnah. You have your meal. You have your bread with your maror. Maybe this maror you could have David Campari. And you can have your pitas of your matzah. What do you want? You want to have the crackers that we have nowadays. And if you have the Karban Pesach, you eat the lamb chops with it. We don't have the Karban Pesach nowadays. But sheitav shilin is, let's say, an egg or some chicken or something like that's cooked for the meal. That's really what it's talking about. So really you're supposed to be having salads. You're not supposed to be dipping it in some potato. That's for poor people. We're bnei chorim, we're rich people nowadays. You got to have 2 different salads. You shouldn't be, people drink and you wait till Magid is over till 11 o'clock at night and you drink 2 cups of wine before that. People, get tipsy. Some people can't hold their wine. And you're starving. Why should this be? The night of the Seder, you're supposed to enjoy yourself. But bnei chorin, and you have to make yourself starve from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 11 o'clock at night and drink 2 cups of wine on an empty stomach. Can't be the explanation. You got to have some good salads over there. Maybe put some croutons in your salad, a kosher pesach, potato starch, of course. But come on, we got to be normal. We got to be real. This is what the Mishnah says. We don't have to. I don't know where the Seder came from. Probably some Kabbalah or Kabbalah. Kabbalists want to torture you. That's what I believe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.